Hello my dears, and welcome to my channel. As always, I am happy and grateful that you've chose to spend your time with me, and I hope that you are all doing well, but if not, I do hope things will get better soon. And the ways you can support my channel: like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe so I can appease the mighty algorithm and be seen by more people and hopefully help someone to make a decision either way on a deck or to add something to your collection. Or you can just hit the notification bell to be notified of when a new video comes out. And with that being said, we have an observation of the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim release on November 11th, 2011, 12 years ago. I decided to do this deck, and it was created by Tori Schafer and illustrated by Erika, Hollice. And Tori has done Hocus Pocus, Fallout, and Star Trek The Next Generation tarot decks for Inside Edition as well. And this deck was also published by Inside Editions on July 26th of 2022, and it retails for $27.99. And the box itself is 5 3/4 height, across is 3 3/4, and the width is 1.80 inches, and as you can see, it does have the thumb indents on the side, and the title is only on the sides. And then on the bottom you have your little teaser cards and a little blurb about the cards. And let's go ahead and open these up. And on the inside, it has the suits that they have decided to go with for the miners. And you got your guidebook, and we'll go into that. And you have your ribbon to pour everything out, and the insert does come out, but I'm not going to do it because it takes me forever to get it back in again. But it does come out if something happens to your card insert, or you're just like, I just don't want it in there anymore, so it's removable. Okay, so the cards themselves are the same dimensions as the Rider-Waite-Smith. They are more boxed than the kind of roundy edges, but they are the same size. And the reversals will be revealed. And the width of the deck is 1.25 inches. And it does follow the Rider-Waite-Smith insofar as the strength card is 8, and the 11th card is Justice. The court cards are kept. The Page, Knight, Queen, King, and like I said, the minors have been changed around. Okay, and on my tarot videos, I do a side-by-side comparison with the Rider-Waite-Smith deck to show you the comparisons. So that if you are looking for a new deck after you have kind of gotten past the Rider-Waite-Smith, you want to add another one to your collection, or you're just curious as to what it looks like. So go ahead And we have Cicero. He is associated with the Dark Brotherhood, and you will interact with him in game. The Magician is Farangard, and yeah, they don't have his sideburns, but yeah, it is what it is. And he is the court wizard to Jarl Balgriff in Whiterun, and you will interact with him. He's the one that gives you the Bleakfall Barrows quest for the Dragonstone. And then we move on to Saint Alessa. She is a lore character, and you will not interact with her in the game. And then you have Jarl Elisif, who you will encounter her in game and Solitude. She was married to the High King Tori, who was taken out by Ulfric. And this is High King Torig, sorry. And you will not interact with him in the game because he is dead when you start the game. And then we have Julianos. He is one of the divines, and you will encounter his symbol in game. And he is a lore character as well. You won't interact with him. And then we have John Battleborn and Ulfina Greymere, and you will encounter them in Whiterun. And John is the one who stands in front of oh god, what is his name? Baltazar, the merchant in Whiterun, who's kind of creepy. Says, "Do come back." It's very creepy when he says that. But they do have a little drama going on in Whiterun, whereas the Battleborns and Greymares are have a rivalry because one of them supports the Empire and the other one supports the Stormcloaks. So there's that. And then you have Arvak. He is a skeletal ghost-like corpse of a horse that you will encounter in the Soul Cairn. And he can also become your personal horse. You obtain that from tracking down Serana's mom, where she made herself isolated in the Soul Cairn, and Arvak's owner comes up to you and asks you to help him find him. And then you're put on a quest to go find his skull, and then you save his skull. I guess these guys are doing some kind of ritual, or I don't know what it is, but then you get his skull, and then his owner says, please take him back with you, and so he can be free and run around because he deserves that. And it's a very sweet quest. It's sad and sweet, but you have to summon him, and then you can go around Skyrim with Arvak. It's a little creepy though, the way he looks, but it's cool. Okay, so we have Ulfric Stormcloak, and he is the leader of the Stormcloaks. And you encounter him on your carriage ride. You first encounter him on your carriage ride of when you're starting the game. And they captured him, and they're taking to chop his head off and execute him. But the majority of the game, you will encounter him in Windhelm. because that's his base of operation. And one of the more major storylines is the civil war between the Empire and the Stormcloaks. And it can go one way or another, depending on, you know, what you do and if you get involved or not. So then we have Parthenax, and he is the dragon that you will encounter at the throat of the world after you talk to the Greybeards. And there's no trees at the throat of the world, so this, I don't know. And he looks really goofy. He looks like he's smiling, sleeping, but I can't imagine a dragon smiling like that. But that's how they chose to portray him. All right, then we move on to Olava the Feeble, and she is a character that you will get to go visit her after you have received a reward from Gabriella, in the Dark Brotherhood. You do a certain assassination quest, and she says there's something extra for you in it. So she gives you a gem, and she says go see her in Whiterun. And you give her the gem, and she will give you a quest to find an assassin of old, and you get his armor and other little goodies and stuff like that. So it's a cute little side quest. Okay. And Talos, although I've only really ever seen him depicted with a sword in his hand, and the statue in Whiterun and other statues across Skyrim all have him depicted in armor and a sword. So I didn't really even know this was him until I looked in the book. So Talos is another lore character. You will not interact with him in game. Then we have Esbern. Honestly, I didn't recognize him from the artwork until I went into the guidebook. He is one of the last two remaining members of the Blades, if I am remembering correctly. Him and Delphine. Delphine. Not a favorite character of mine, but you will encounter Esbern in Riften, I believe, and he is a part of the Dragonborn storyline. Then we have Sithis, and Sithis is a lore character, and basically the Dark Brotherhood follow this lore character. And Sithis is not really death, but I believe that they just associated Sithis with death because of the Dark Brotherhood, because they are assassins. But Sithis is nothing but the void. It's not death, it's not anything else but the void, like I said. So, but they chose to go with Sithis, so it is their choice. And then we have another lore character, Sothasil, sorry. And yeah, they are also a lore character. You will not interact with them in game. And then we have Mithala, and she is a Daedric prince, and you will encounter her during the Whispering Door quest in Whiterun. And you are rewarded with the Ebony Blade after finishing up that one. And that's kind of a funky weapon. You kind of gotta kill people with it. I can't remember exactly how it works, but yeah, you charge it with blood is the basics. Then we have Sheogorath. He is a Daedric prince. He reminds me of the Mad Hatter. And you will be introduced to his quest by the crazy man in Solitude that walks up and down the street asking for help. And it's a pretty wild storyline, quest, whatever you're gonna call it. But in the end, you will get the staff of the Wabberjack, and that's his staff right there. And then we have Azura, and you will encounter her in game. She has a statue, and you will be given the quest to find her star. And when you complete it, there's 2 ways you can go with it, but you get it in the end. Then we have Nocturnal, and she is a Daedric prince, and she is the, I want to say, patron for the Nightingales. And the Nightingales is a subsection of the Thieves Guild. And they are the protectors of the skeleton key, which is a unbreakable lockpick. And in game, you have the choice of keeping the skeleton key and never finishing the quest to return it, or you can return it. I never return it because I like to have the unbreakable skeleton key, and I can put points into other things, and I can just keep the skeleton key. There's no penalties for not doing the quest, but it's totally up to you if you want to do it or not. And you also do get some Nightingale armor, and it's pretty cool. Then we have Meridian and her Stalker Beacon, and I call it that because in the game, I think it's depending on your level, you will loot a chest and this beacon will appear. And yeah, you have the choice at that time to not take it with you or to leave it in the chest. And if you take it with you, you will then get this very minor, I want to say, jump scare, because her voice is very commanding and scary the first time. You're not expecting somebody to be kind of yelling at you. But if you do not take the beacon that time, it will reappear in other chests until you take it. So that's why I call it the Stalker Beacon. All right. And if you complete her quest, because she wants you to do a quest to cleanse her temple, you will get the Dawnbreaker sword, which is pretty neat. It's a pretty neat sword, if I can say so. And then we have Mjall. You will encounter her in Riften or the Bee and Bard. She likes to hang out around that town. And if you interact with her, she'll tell you about her sword that she lost, and she'll give you a quest if you want to go find her sword and give it back to her. So there's that. And then we have Akatosh. Akatosh is another lore character, and you will not encounter them in the game. They are one of the divines. So that is the major arcana. Okay, so then we have the voice, which replaces the cups. And this suit is associated with the Greybeards. And the symbol, and before I forget, this is a pip deck. And I am really disappointed that they chose to go this way with such a massive opportunity to put some of the scenery that you encounter in Skyrim, because it is beautiful and it is, yeah, it's just awe-inspiring, the scenery in this game. And for them to do a pip deck really disappointed me. And it is what it is, but I just wanted you guys to know, and I'm sorry for, you know, I'm not trying to dissuade you or discourage you from buying this deck. If you love Skyrim, you want a collectible deck, by all means buy it. I did. I did. But just to give you my opinion on it, take it as you will. But I've said my piece. Let's go on. All right, so the voice is represented. The suit is by Jürgen Windcaller's horn. And you will be given a quest when, after the Greybeards do their yelling thing, and you're summoned to meet with them because they want to see who the new Dragonborn is. After you do your thing with them, Ongear, who is like the head of the Greybeards, will give you a quest to go get his horn. And that's what these symbols are. Okay, and then we get into the court cards, and the page is represented by Einarth. He is the second person. You will learn the second word in Unrelenting Voice. And that's about all the interacting you'll do, because Ongear is the only one who will talk to you, because the voice is a very powerful thing, and yeah, they haven't got control over talking, I guess. I know there's a thing behind it, but yeah. And then you have Kine. She represents wind. She is one of the divines. And then you have Jurgen Windcaller. He is, by, I guess, the simplest definition, the first Greybeard. Okay. So if I got any information wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments below, because you forget a lot of this stuff when you're playing the game. A lot of the times when you've played it so many times, you just kind of forget a lot of stuff. So I'm trying to remember as best I can some things, and I will admit that I am not perfect. Okay, so next we have the lockpick, and this is the pentacles because it represents the Thieves Guild, and they are the thieves that hang out in Riften. And they have chose to go with lockpicks and the Thieves Guild symbol. Alright, so now we have the court cards, and we have Sapphire. You will encounter her in game. And she's hanging out in Riften with the rest of the thieves. And then we have Brynjol. And he is the first of the Thieves Guild that you'll encounter in the marketplace in Riften, and he'll give you a little job. I mean, you can visit Riften, but you know, a lot of people will encounter him first when they're playing the game. Okay, then we have Vex. And you will encounter her in game. She is one of the higher ups in the guild, and she will give you quests throughout the whole game. I mean, even after you've done everything and you just want to keep playing, she will still give you quests. And then we have Mercer Frey. You will encounter him in game, and he is like the top person, the guy in charge of the Thieves Guild. Okay. And then we have the spells suit, which is the wands. And this suit represents the members of the Mage Guild. And it has the mage symbol that you'll encounter at the College of Winterhold. And I do believe these are the branches of magic. If I remember, that's what they're called, branches. cards. So you have Tolfdir, and he is one of the teachers at the college, and he has a quest for ya. And then we have Wolfirth, and he is the court wizard for Ulfric and Windhelm, and you will interact with him because he is in a quest. There's a bunch of women who are being killed, and through that quest you'll interact with him. I don't want to give too much of it away. And then we have Mirabelle. She is one of the people you will interact with when you first arrive at the college. She's like a headmistress, I guess you could call her. And then we have Savos Aran. He is the Archmage, and you will interact with him. Okay. Then we have the arms and the sword suit. And the arms are represented by the companions. And they are a group that hang out and have their house in Whiterun. Oh my god, I forgot how to say it. Whiterun. And through them you can become a werewolf if you choose to. You don't have to. It's just something that they offer you. And this group can also give you a bunch of quests throughout the whole game. I mean, you can go through, after you've finished everything, you can go back and you can do Dark Brotherhood quests from the Mother. You can do quest the Thieves Guild. You can do more quests from them, and then you can do more quests from the companions. Okay, then we come to the court cards, and we have Farkas. You will interact with him in game, and you'll go on a quest with him. Then we have Skior. You will also interact with him. He is, I think he's one of the higher ups as well in this group. And then we have Ayla. You will interact with her. She is also one of the higher ups. And then we have Kodlak. He is the leader of the group, and you will interact with him as well. Alright, that is pretty much the deck. And the card stock is good. I will say one thing for Inside Editions, they do have durable card stock on their decks. Okay, so the guidebook. Guidebook kind of looks like leather, but it's not. Kind of cool. Then you have your contents. give you all the information in here. Then they give you an introduction, and I will let you read that at your leisure. And then you have, I think this is the Solitude Wolfie, represents solitude. Okay. Then a little background for people who are new to tarot cards. A little background and some more of the cards. Then they give you the reasoning behind the suits. And then we have the Major Arcana. I can't remember where that one's from, what that represents off the top of my head. Okay, so Major Arcana. You get the picture, and then you get what card it is, and then a little bit with the character, and then an upright and reversal meanings. And they do give you a little background on the character. Yeah, Saint Alyssa is the founder of the Eight Divines, so she's very old. Very, very old. She predates everything, all the games, I guess. And then you have more of the major. So it's pretty much the same, and that is the major, and then we have the minor, and that I believe is Whiterun. They have the horsies, and unfortunately they don't do as much with the minor, but you know, the minors are as they are minors. So and then you have your card, what the character is, and then an upright and reversed meaning, and they do that with all of the suits. And then on the back, and I do believe that is Falkreath, the deer. And then we get the tarot spread, or tarot, and then a little bit about, you know, what will you do in the lands of Skyrim, and suggestions. And I do say suggestions because caring for your deck is personal, and you do it the way that you want to until you get your own personal thing down to where you're comfortable with doing it. Preparing to read a tarot, suggestions on what you can do to prepare before you do a reading. And then we have some spreads, Stendar, Arcade, Akataj, and then you get the blurbs about the author and the illustrator, and then you get your little copyright thing, stuff like that. All right, so let's see. Shuffling is good. If your hands don't like the regular size tarot, the Rider-Waite-Smith, then you'll have issues with shuffling these. But it's kind of like a matte kind of feel of the cards. so let's see who or what wants to pop up and give us a message. The Three of Lockpicks, which is the dreaded... No. Three of Lockpicks is the Three of Pentacles. Okay. Three of Lockpicks. You have gained greater understanding of your craft, whether it be lockpicking, finances, or some related skill. Your hard work has led to increased rewards. Reversed, your lack of skills and ignorance of your craft have led to frustrations and failed starts. Know that proficiency comes with time and experience, not mere desire. So I don't know who needed to hear that message, but Skyrim deck thought that somebody needed to hear that message. All right, so that is pretty much the deck. You guys know my thoughts on this deck. I mean, don't get me wrong. The artwork for the majors and the people cards are good. I just wish that they would have done so much more with this, but for whatever reason, copyright, licensing, expense, I don't know. But anyway, let me know your thoughts about the deck. If you bought it or didn't buy it, either way, let me know, because I am interested in to see if I'm helping out. If there is a deck you would like to see in a future video, go ahead and let me know and I'll see what I can do. But once again, thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I hope that you will join me with a future video. But until next time, take care and goodbye, my dears.